All right, Shalom. This is Brother Nahayi from the GMS Orlando camp. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who are the elders of Yashar Allah, and a sincere salutation to all you Akim, who are preaching this word and believing this word in all truth and in sincerity. All right. Now this is Job chapter 5. All right, and I want to start at verse. I want to start at verse 21. Okay, and it reads, "Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beast of the earth." All right, for thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beast of the field shall be at peace with thee. And the point that I want to make is in verse 22. All right, and that's at destruction and famine thou shalt laugh. All right, and that is a testament to the treasure, which is the fear of the Lord. All right, you know, the hopeful elect, all in their order, you know, according to the Lord's will. When we all woke up, you know, the Lord invested in us and gave us a treasure, which was the fear of him before the judgment. And the Lord said that if we kept his charge, you know, at death and at famine, we should laugh. All right, and that's what you see happening. All right, you see brothers' faith being increased. All right, we see certain judgments play out, and because the Lord has allowed us to suffer patiently the wickedness that is around us, we get to laugh and enjoy the judgment, which is meat. Okay, and that's the time that we're coming into. All right, Yahushua spoke of a time when we would be in mourning, right? And the world would be in mirth and be happy and have joy, and we would be in mourning. And we've been in that state. Some brothers way longer than others, you know. But we all have tasted of that mourning and that grievousness, that bitterness of the truth. And now it's starting to render its precious fruit. All right. You know, let patience have her perfect work in you. And we're starting to witness that, man. You see calamities going increasingly. And the only reason these people haven't bugged out is because they have the comfort of distraction. They don't look at these things. Whereas the Lord has the hopeful elect, you know, the sincere believers and the laborers, we look toward these things and we rejoice. Something the world could never understand, man. Matter of fact, I want to go to what Yahushua said. All right, because I just want to get it. Let me just get it. All right, this is John chapter 16. And, yeah, I want to start at 20. All right, and it reads, "Verily, verily, I say unto you, that ye shall weep and lament, but the world shall rejoice. And ye shall be sorrowful, but your sorrow shall be turned into joy." All right. Now, we have been sorrowful and we still are sorrowful, you know, but as we see these judgments start to come to pass, man, you know, our faith begins to increase and we get to understand and watch and witness, you know, what the Lord spoke of from the days of old, man. You know, when you really meditate on that, our forefathers, man, they wanted this day so bad. They wanted to see the fall of their enemies so bad. And now we are our fathers coming back in the reincarnation, you know. But there's no remembrance of former things as it concerns your personal past lives. But our forefathers desired this day, and we are blessed and privileged to see this with understanding, because the rest of the world sees these things, but they don't have understanding of what it is. They can't tell what it is. And most of them, they're so afraid that they distract themselves from it completely. That's why they don't, you hear people all the time say, "I don't watch the news." Why? Because they're trying to run from reality. Whereas the hopeful elect have been given a seed of faith, man. And that seed of faith is starting to blossom and show forth its rewards. Calamities are increasing in the world. And while this world is being dismayed, the men of the Lord and the sincere believers, the women and children, their faith is increasing, man. And that's why the scorners and the scoffers are bugging out even more so now. Because now the Lord is starting to even take the word away from the internet, so it's no longer your entertainment. You've been warned, and you took the warning as entertainment. So now what? As it says in Job, at death and destruction we shall laugh. And according to Proverbs, the 1st chapter, the Lord is going to laugh at your calamity. Because you put at naught all the Lord's counsel. Because you thought it was just men. Matter of fact, I want to go to this. Let me see if I can grab it. This is Acts chapter 5 and verse 38. And now I say unto you, refrain from these men and let them alone. For if this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught. All right. But if it be of the Most High, ye cannot overthrow it, man. Lest happily ye be found even to fight against the Most High. And the beginning with the elders and apostles, a lot of you scoffers and a lot of you you lackluster Israelites, you know, you camps who done took breaks and now you done popped up back on the scene with some madness. You know, now you being called out. Hey, refrain from the men. Take heed or forbear, it's your choice. But those who knew the Father's will and did not shall be beaten with many stripes. And as the Lord begins to close down the avenues for this word to get out, people are starting to bug out, man. People are starting to get very desperate concerning you scoffers and you scorners. You're starting to get very desperate because at this point, the Lord's word has gone out throughout the four corners. And it's pretty much safe to say that the elect has been gathered, man. And the Lord is just closing up the breaches. And as we have had bitterness and we have been in mourning, while people have made this truth their entertainment, while people have lived delightfully in their wickedness without a care in the world, while we were weeping and sorrowful, and we're still weeping and sorrowful. Yet the Lord is starting to transition this period, man. He's starting to turn your laughter into mourning. And he's starting to turn our mourning into laughter, man. Brothers are beginning to understand more clearly the joy Paul spoke of, man. And I was just meditating on this, you know. You see these judgments, you know, and I'm pretty sure other brothers see these judgments too. You know, you wake up in the morning, you know, you go through the news and you see some calamities and the calamities you see may make the next person go, I don't even want to see that. I don't want to. But you look at it and you laugh. You might even chuckle and say, you know, call like me, how about Shemal Shai? Because you understand the judgment. You understand why things are being done the way they're being done. You understand the famine. You understand why these things are coming upon the earth. And as the fear of the Lord was magnified in your spirit before the Lord manifested these judgments, it's going to be manifested on the unbelievers through judgment, man. And that's exactly what's happening. The Lord is not a man that he should lie. What did you think? You think the Lord was going to send his men out there to warn you forever? Nah, that chapter's starting to close. And again, you know, this is just a meditation of mine, but it's also an exhortation for those who hear this word and are still kind of on the fence. Take heed and take it seriously. Your life depends on it. Your life depends on this. The doors of mercy are still cracked. There's still opportunity. Matter of fact, let me go to this real quick. Isaiah 55 and 6. One of my favorites. Isaiah 55 and 6. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts. And let him return unto the Lord, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our power, for he will abundantly pardon, man. That's a beautiful, hey man, that's one of the, that is one of the, if not the best quality of Yahweh Shemal Shai, his mercy, man. And it's open to you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans and your descendants that are scattered across the four corners. It's still open to you. With everything our nation has done, the Lord is still calling us, begging us to come back. And he will abundantly pardon you for your wickedness. But if you forbear it on this time around, just know that it's going to cost you. And you're starting to see the joy of these people turn to mourning. And likewise, you're starting to see the mourning of the hopeful elect turn into that joy, man. That unspeakable joy. Now, we still wake up in Babylon, so, we haven't reached that joy in full, but we're starting to better understand it than we were before. At least me, myself, speaking for first and foremost about myself in my own personal walk. Just beginning to understand that joy that Paul was talking about, man. That quiet, peaceable joy that you have. And really, that's just an increase in faith, knowing that the Lord is in control of everything. And then witnessing the prophecies increase, man. Increase. The judgments they're just increasing, man, exponentially. And it makes sense why these people don't even pay attention to it. Because without any faith, I wouldn't want to see it either. That's why these people are going to be perplexed in the day of judgment, man. They're going to be perplexed. They're going to be in distress. Hearts are going to fail for fear. Because it's too overwhelming. That's why these people don't want to watch the news and watch for the judgments. It's too overwhelming, and they don't have the peace of faith. Matter of fact, I'm going to go to this. Salakia. This is Isaiah chapter 29. No, Salakia. I want Isaiah chapter 26. So this is Isaiah chapter 26 and 9. With my soul have I desired thee in the night. Yea, with my spirit within me will I seek thee early. For when thy judgments are in the earth, the inhabitants of the world will learn righteousness, all right? And that's how these people are beginning to learn righteousness, all right? They're going to learn it through judgment, but the Lord has allowed our spirits to receive the fear of him before the judgment, man. Call halal, not of ourselves, man. I want to get one more. Yep. Isaiah chapter 28 and 5, all right? And it reads, "In that day shall the Lord of hosts be a crown of glory and for a diadem of beauty unto the residue of his people." And how is that manifesting right now, all right? Being able to laugh at famine and destruction, man. Being able to have faith at an all-time high in the midst of absolute, on the brink of absolute chaos on the planet. You look at Chile, Bolivia, France, Spain, Iraq, Mexico. All these different places have had Venezuela, all these different places, Hong Kong, all these different places have had uprisings and uproars of the people. And it's only increasing. These things aren't coming to a stop, to a halt. Wildfires. And what is the Lord of hosts to the hopeful elect? He's a crown of diadem. A crown and a diadem of beauty, man. Because our faith is increased. This don't shake us because the Lord told us about this aforetime. Matter of fact, Isaiah 33 and 6. And it reads, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure." Now it's very ironic, because in this world, the fear of the Lord is frowned upon. The fear of the Lord is mocked. But in that day, and it's beginning now, the fear of the Lord is becoming our treasure, man. Because these people don't have an answer, man. They don't know. They don't have an answer. That's why they don't pay attention to it, because they have no answer. And it was just on my spirit, man, just thinking of the beauty of how Bashim Al-Shah has allowed us to see what's going on and to watch the turning of things right side up. Remember in Isaiah 29:16, it says, surely your turning of things, upside down, roughly paraphrased, shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. Well, the Lord is starting to turn these things right side up. And the fear of the Lord, which was mocked and put to shame here, is now becoming a treasure and a crown and a diadem of beauty. Because these people don't have an answer, man. Matter of fact, I'm going to end it with this. Beautiful. How about Shemal Shah? This is Matthew chapter 13, all right? And I'll start around 16, all right? And it reads, but blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them. Are we, call Allah Bashim Al-Shah for this grace, for this mercy, for this privilege to know, to see, to be a vessel unto labor, for those brothers who are laboring, to be a vessel of labor towards this great and beautiful work. And with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakodash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who are the elders of Yashar Allah, and a sincere salutation to all you Akim, who are preaching this word and believing this word in all truth and in sincerity. Shalom.